Today's video, we're going to spend some time showing you how to install the Rave mobile safety app on your mobile device. For today's demonstration, we're going to show you how to install this on an iPhone 11. However, if you're using an Android, the process is pretty much the same thing. Only difference is you're going to use the Google Play Store and not the iOS App Store. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the App Store. And in the search box, you're going to type Rave Mobile Safety App. And then we're going to scroll down a bit, and there it is. Now, this app has already been downloaded and installed on this device before. However, if your phone has never been installed with this device, you'll notice that you don't have the option like I see here with a little cloud with an arrow. Yours will say the word GET, G-E-T. The app is completely free. There is no charge for you to install this app. In this case, I've already installed this app on this device already once before, so I'm just going to reinstall it. And the installation is now beginning. So while this is installing, one thing to note about using the Rave mobile app, this is completely optional for the school district. As an employee of the school district, you are not required to use the mobile safety app. However, in the event of any school emergency, it's highly recommended to use the mobile app as a means of communication with school administration, as well as having an additional piece of technology in your pocket that would aid in being able to help you as an employee be able to communicate and notify emergency services in a much faster response. You will have many opportunities to be able to notify not only 911, but be able to communicate and connect with local fire department, medical services, and local police department. At this point, we currently have about over 90 employees across the entire district that are connected and have registered with the Rave Mobile Safety app. The Rave Mobile Safety app is also connected to all the building administrators. So what happens at one campus, all administrators will all be aware of it so that they will also be on standby if they are needed to aid in any emergency situation. Okay, our installation is now complete. So rather than open the app directly from the App Store, I'm going to go ahead and close the App Store so you can see what the app looks like on your screen. Okay, there is the app. It's called Panic Button. So now when it opens up, you're going to be presented with some questions. This stage is very important to follow and make sure you set your settings correctly, or the app will not work correctly and you will not have notifications that you should be receiving or sending out in the proper way. So the first thing you're going to see is it's going to ask you about setting up notifications. You want to allow notifications to be received to your device. So we'll set allow. Now, being this app has already been installed on this device once before, we may not see the question presented to us about location services. It's important that on your mobile device, you always have your location services turned on. One of the new unique features about the Rave Mobile Safety app is that it comes with what's called geofencing. And what geofencing does is it puts an imaginary line around the property of the campus on each location, so that if in the event of an emergency, we can see in real time on a GPS map your approximate location. This comes in very helpful for emergency services to pinpoint your location if we need to render any emergency aid to you, or just in general locate your location. However, please understand and note this does not track your location outside the school property. So it does not track your home location or any other location away from the school property. It would only track your location on school grounds if the app is activated. When the app is not being used, it does not track your location, only when the app is in service and activated. So let's go ahead and move forward. So the first thing we have to do next is enter our phone number. So I'm going to enter my number. And I'm going to hit submit. Now I'm going to have to enter a confirmation code. All right, my confirmation code has arrived, and you typically will receive this as a text. So I'm going to click that, and there's my code. Now I'm going to hold my finger down on this, and I'm going to copy my code, and then multitask back into the confirmation section, and then I'm going to paste my code in there. I'm going to accept the terms of agreement, and I'm going to hit submit. Now I'm going to proceed to the next page and hit done. All right, so now we have successfully completed that step. Now the next part is we're going to walk you through kind of a short tutorial here on how to understand how the features of the Rave mobile safety app works. Now, one of the nice things about the Rave mobile safety app is that you're presented with some icons. As you can see here on the screen, you've got a few different icon options: active assailant, police, fire, other, and medical. And depending on what the emergency situation is, you'll have this icon available to you to select and be able to access emergency services. You also have what's called the Staff Assist. The Staff Assist will allow you to be able to communicate with school administration within your building. Now, to activate the 911 services, you'll simply press and hold the desired icon, and you will see the option that will pop up for you to notify 911. This will not automatically dial 911. You will have to press and hold to call 911, as you can see here in the screenshot. Key staff on the campus will be notified that an emergency has been placed. So one of the nice things about using the Rave mobile safety app is that once the system has been activated, the Staff Assist will be notified. So key personnel that have been set up in the Rave mobile safety app will be notified. For example, if you work in the high school and you are a teacher and you witness an emergency situation, let's assume it's a car accident that happens outside the building and there's injuries, and you activate the Rave mobile safety app. At that same time, the administration inside the building of the high school will be notified. The high school principal, the vice principal will be notified, as well as the health aide will be notified, and possibly counseling services will be notified. At that point, they can then follow up on the app to render additional assistance to you and also pinpoint your location. They can also communicate through you by way of a two-way chat message to communicate, ask questions, and you can reply back to them and communicate back and forth with communication. This is the notification panel. This is why notifications is important, that it be turned on your system, because you may receive notifications about emergency on your campus, so that if in the event we do have an emergency notification and the principal wants to make sure that you as an employee are aware of something that is happening, whether it be a campus lockdown, a fire, or some suspicious activity on campus, you will receive a notification on your mobile device letting you know what's going on. This is handy in the event that way you don't have to be disturbed through the intercom or have to go check your email. You can just have your mobile device right next to you and discreetly check it without causing any panic or disruption to your classroom, and keeping the students calm and continue classroom instruction as needed. Testing your location. From the app menu, you can test to see if your location falls within the active area of your campus at any time without calling 911. Okay, so now we're going to hit done. All right, so now we are at the main menu of the app Rave Notification Center. So you'll notice here it says slide to unlock. The system has a built-in lock system so that it cannot be accidentally activated by accidentally bumping it with your finger or something in your pocket. So you have to press it with your finger and slide it over to unlock the system. If you do not press anything after a short while, the system will automatically lock itself back down so that it goes back into a lock mode. As you can see, it just did. So it stays unlocked for about 10 seconds or so. So we're going to unlock it again. And then if we do press that button down, you see, and we'll let it go. It says press and hold to activate. So I don't want to activate anything because that will automatically begin the process to notify 911. So we don't want to do that. And it's important that you understand this is a live system. So be very, very careful when you're testing this and working with it and becoming familiar with it that you do not accidentally activate 911. If you do, it's important that you very quickly notify myself or Tony DeAnda so we can notify the Gila County Sheriff's Office that we've accidentally notified and placed a non-emergency 911 call so that they can, let their services know that it was not an emergency and they can notify their officers as well. All right, so this is the Staff Assist location here. And it says Staff Assist will allow you to communicate internally without dialing 911. So we hit continue. And then if we drop this down, this will show different campuses. Now, my account is an administrative account, so I see all locations across the entire district. However, for you as an employee, teacher, classified, custodian, bus driver, maintenance worker, regardless of your role, you will probably just see the location that you work at. So this will vary depending on where you're at. So for my particular location, I see a lot of different areas. So I can navigate to, let's say if I want to go to Copper Rim, I can hit select, and then I can choose the building, and then I can then narrow it down to a lot of different locations. If I want to go to, say, grades 1 through 2, I can then send messages. I can do running tests. I can do custom messages. I can send messages to specific groups of teachers. I can send messages to administration. So it allows me a lot of versatility to be able to send communications out to virtually anybody that we need to. Principals can do the exact same thing. So the principals, as I mentioned to you earlier before, they will be able to see what is happening at each campus when there is an emergency. And we chose to do it that way just in the event if there is a situation where a campus has to be evacuated for any reason. The other campus can be aware of that in case the students have to be evacuated to that other campus. They can start making preparations to receive students to their campus. Let's take a look over here at the status. There are no active status checks at this time, so if there was, this is where those will appear for you. And then up at the very top right, we have Wi-Fi connection is on, and over to the far right of that, we have the location services are on as well. And if you click that, it will say leave Wi-Fi on and connected to maximize Rave panic button location accuracy and communications. So that's important. And then we also have the one to the right. It says continue to share your location with others are notified if you activate your Rave panic button. And over in the status on the left side, we have quite a few additional things. This is where you can test your location. And it says, I am not on any associated covered campus, which is correct because I am currently at my place of residency right now. I am not on the campus property. So as you can see from my GPS map, I am not at the school. So if I move my map over, though, you can see where the school campus is. Like here is over by where the high school is, right here. So there's Globe High School. So if I wanted to test location, I can simply test it, and it would show the location where I'm at, and it would show the boundary. But because I'm not on the school property, it does not recognize my location. So this is actually a good example of how this system does not monitor or track your location off school property. So it's a really good example of how that works. That is something that we've had some employees that have expressed some concerns about that. So that kind of shows a good example of how it does not track your location off school property. Okay, so we'll say done, and we'll unlock it again. Back up here. And then we also have a section for resources. And the resources, let's see if we go to Globe High School. Let's see, yeah, I don't believe we've gotten the resources loaded just yet. The resources, we will have additional information. We'll be loading school maps in there, a whole bunch of additional emergency response manuals in there pretty soon. And then under settings, this right here, you can specify how you wish to set it up. If you want to keep multi-button or single button, you can change that feature if you wish. So let's say you decide to change that. You can say done. So now you just have one single button where you can just call 911 if you wish and avoid all the other options on there. Or we can change it right back to the multi-button, to where now we have all the other options returned. And then right here, you can have panic button lock, which is enabled, and we highly recommend you do so it doesn't accidentally turn the system on by accident. And let's see, and I think that's about all it gives you for settings, not too many. And then we've already kind of gone through the other ones. Okay, so that pretty much covers everything you need to know about using the Rave mobile app. The email that you received will have some additional PDFs, and we'll have some additional YouTube videos to kind of help you get a little bit more familiar with how to use the Rave mobile app. We typically do this kind of training in person. However, due to the current pandemic, we've had to do everything in this fashion with an email and with a video. So we hope this will be somewhat helpful to you. If you do have questions, if you are confused and need a little bit more assistance, don't hesitate to contact myself in the IT department. We would be more than happy to kind of walk you through this a little bit more, show you a little bit more in detail how to use the app, and spend a little more time. Other than that, if you have any questions, I can be reached at extension 6069. Thank you.